All right.
Car right.
We should be live.
Hold your line.
Excellent.
Clear right.
Slower class car ahead.
Granted, it's capturing my entire screen,
Car
so
left.
it's kind of shoddy, but
Hold your line.
that's all right.
Clear left.
Oh god, this guy has a student driver sticker on his rear wing.
Blue flag. Blue flag. P9.
There's good old Bradshaw again.
You're coming up on a slower class car.
Can't help but wonder how he's coming up to lap us.
It's got to be pit sequence.
Left side. Clear left.
Now, I mean, I'm looking and they're running 33s and 34s, and we're running mostly 34s, right? So I think that has something to do with it too.
Dustin was right behind him for position when he pitted.
Yeah, but but at one point in that stint, he was 8 seconds behind me, so he had caught me and then come around.
Yeah, his whole last stint was in the 33s with a couple 32s,
Yeah,
and then a few traffic laps.
I can't do that.
Car left. Clear left. On your right. Hold your line. Hold your line. Clear right. Right side. Clear right.
8th place. Sector 3 is 1.3 off the pace. Polymus is now in the lead.
We still have over 4/5 of the original entries running.
That's good.
You're coming up on a slower class car.
Left side. Clear left.
How did I get a 1X through there? What the shit?
Yeah, that didn't seem... I didn't see anything. Very strange.
P9. This is a bit crap. Come on, mate. Get your act together.
Car right. Clear right.
Pretty sure this guy I'm catching up to for position is the guy who spun out in the bus stop right at the end of Dustin's stint, towards the end of it.
And the name is the same, at least. Muller.
I believe that guy was in the top 3 at one point.
Yeah, I think he was P3 when he crashed, or P2.
Yeah, I remember this now. He knocked the rear clip off.
You're coming up on a slower class
that's
car.
the thing that scared the crap out of me when I looked
Yeah.
down at my screen. Oh my gosh.
There's a car exiting the pits, heads up.
14.8 remaining
Schultz
right now.
is leading the race. P8, you've just done a 134.2. Sectors 1 and 3 are fast.
And if Race Labs is to be believed, we have just under 800 laps left in the race.
Jesus.
Yeah, we're not even 3.5 hours in yet. Or we're just over 3.5 hours in.
Mm-hmm. First and second overall are within 6 seconds of each other.
And 3 of the top 4 are running laps in the mid to high 33s consistently, it looks like.
Garcia is now in the lead. You're coming up on a slower car, B6.
On your left. Clear left.
Aaron, I'm guessing you did not update the sheet right before you got in the car.
There's an
right?
incident in turn 6.
Nope, did
It
not.
looks like Bradshaw.
Clear right.
I don't see a car
Oh.
off. Track's clear.
All I've been doing is updating the manually updating the stint end time.
Okay. Yeah, I figured if I did that at the end of this stint, it should automatically kind of cycle back through.
Yeah. I refresh the calculation in the cell that has the current time, and then put whatever that entry is in the stint end time. Actually, it's not even refreshing the calculation. It's if you double tap it to open it, then something will like hover over it to tell you what it is right now. It like actually won't refresh. I did what I could, but like Google Sheets will only allow it to update every minute, not every second.
Gotcha.
So
I think we'll survive as well, though, without being accurate down to the minute.
P8.
We should have just picked up a spot through the pits. You're locking your left front a bit into turn 1.
yeah, I think it's
Slower
getting to be
class
about
car
time to
ahead.
start dialing back the bias.
Yeah. We've actually picked up a couple of spots. We are now P11.
Car left. Hold your line. Clear left. Left side. Clear left.
P10.
P7.
I love
Coming
how
up on a
Ryan
slower
says
class car.
P10 at the exact same time that Chief tells me P7. Chief is always drunk.
Yeah. Why can't they get that right? Like, that doesn't seem like it would be that hard.
I assumed it was somehow tied to the like quasi-Australian accent that he has.
It just builds in a little bit of
On your left.
Foster's in the diet.
Right.
Clear left.
Alcoholic imprecision. That's what we'll call it.
I was watching. I like to have old racing stuff on while I'm working on my notes and stuff. So a few months ago, I was watching something like an old MotoGP race or something from the 90s. It wasn't even called MotoGP yet. Anyway, the commentator said something to the effect of, "There are drunk Australians no matter where in the world you show up, and Austria is no exception." Or maybe it was Czechoslovakia. That's what it was. There's no exception. And I said that to an Australian friend, and he said, "Yep, can confirm."
Yeah,
You're reeling. Muller in. The gap
I
is
wasted about a
3.1
half
seconds.
an hour or 45 minutes last night on Reddit just looking at the Australia memes subreddit.
Oh boy.
75% of them I did not understand at
Eighth
all,
place.
but the 25% that I did understand completely made up for it. Yeah, roll that brake bias back a little bit there, boss.
Slower class car ahead.
I braked too late. I was
Gotcha.
lifting and coasting.
I think the favorite one I saw was it was like you want to talk about irony. In order to get
Right
into
side.
Australia, you have to answer
right.
a question telling us whether or not you have a criminal record.
We all
Yep.
do, mate.
Car left.
And then the Australians
left.
responding to that were like, "Yeah, it's kind of wild. The only reason I'm an Australian is because
Is
somebody in
because-
my family
yeah.
was a criminal." I think there was somebody who commented that who they were like, "Yeah, I was gonna say not me," and then I remembered that like such and such grandmother was an axe murderer or something like that.
Oh. By the way, nice 33.4 on that
Thank you.
last lap.
Finally had some clear track and just went for it.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm talking
You're
about.
reeling. Muller in. The gap is now 2.8.
This will be the 19th lap you've completed. Yeah, a little bit of fuel save gets you to 29.
Yep.
The lead car's pitting. 6th place. Schultz is now leading. Slower class car ahead.
On your right. Clear right.
Ryan, are you doing any international travel for racing this year?
Yep, I
Well,
was
other
just
than
in
Mexico,
Mexico, yeah, and then I go to Tokyo at the end of March.
Oh, nice.
Formula E's sending me there. They're sending me to Monaco, which is freaking awesome,
Wow.
and London for the finale. And I'm 90% sure I'm doing Spa 24 again.
Nice.
My boss told me that I was last October, but he also had a lot of wine, so we will see.
Old Stefan Rattel, French guy drinking wine. Who'da thunk it?
Hell, in fairness, this is his British TV deputy. But Uncle Stefan does drink wine, yes.
The gap to Muller ahead is
Do,
That's
increasing.
what my
It's
kids
now
call him
3.5.
because Uncle Stefan pays for everything we do
Yeah.
as a family.
Nice. do you guys have direct flights out of Indy to get to Europe, or do you have to? Or is Indy a regional airport?
A few years ago, there was a Delta direct to Paris that ran every other day, basically.
Ah.
But that got COVIDed. And maybe other airlines have something, but I'm a slave to my Delta status, so
Yeah,
I
that's
do
fair.
not.
That's fair.
Most of my employers just pay for a normal seat,
Slower
so
car ahead. This guy's the
I
class
don't
leader.
have the status and I'm almost always get an upgrade to at least what Comfort Plus, which is like
Extra leg room and
like
such.
exactly. You get to board earlier. You're guaranteed to have room for your carry-on, that kind of thing.
That's one of the nice things
And
I've
then-
found about traveling with kids, or at least the kids at my age. It's like somebody's gonna move me to the front of the line for something somewhere in the
Sure,
in the
sure.
process, and it's super nice.
The gap to Muller ahead is increasing. It's now
And then I'd say
5.0.
about a quarter of the time I get the first class upgrade on domestic stuff, so
Nice.
it does make a difference. But actually, Formula E just pays to put me in Comfort Plus, which is nice.
Cool.
I didn't even ask for it.
Your last lap time
Yeah,
was at
being in Birmingham, we're in
134.6.
this like weird spot where it's like you can fly out of Birmingham,
Uh-huh.
but like there's no low cost carriers out of Birmingham,
Yep.
and we're also only like 2.5 hours from Atlanta.
Exactly.
So it's weird. It's like Birmingham's already expensive to fly out of. Like it's a lot more expensive than Atlanta to fly out of. So I don't know. It's interesting how it all lines up. I guess a lot of it is people who have that Delta status, or I'm assuming it's still people who commute, or I think there's a lot of commuter flights, because I've met people here in Hoover before. I met one guy who I think he was in Chicago, but he was like the head of something for BP. And
Okay.
he
Slower
worked
class
in,
car
he was either
ahead.
Chicago or New York, wherever BP's main office was, but he lived down here in Hoover, and like just took commuter flights in, I guess, on a Monday morning and then back out on a Friday afternoon.
Interesting.
The gap to Muller
Out
ahead
of
is
Chicago,
now
there's
5.0.
big BP refinery up in the region where I'm from.
Yeah, I want to say it was Chicago. I figured he was just taking advantage of the tax breaks and the cheap housing we have, relatively cheap housing we have down this way.
7th position.
7 more
That lap
laps.
time was 134.6.
The business folks are too good for Gary and East Chicago, so all the business gets handled in Chicago. All the work is done in Gary and East Chicago.
There's an incident in turn 5. It looks like Hill.
There's a car off. They towed.
Car left.
I don't know if it
Clear
was
left.
going to be for position or not. I'm going to go back and look.
Oh, the other thing about crew chief is it does all of its positioning based on the amount of cars it can see. So
Oh,
you have to
interesting.
max out the cars visible or whatever in iRacing in order for crew chief to see them all.
Yeah, which
That explains it.
is a decent resource suck.
Right.
Yes.
Race Labs is the same way. Like, I mean, Race Labs has shown us being in like 6th or 7th for this entire race.
Huh.
But for the cars
Coming
it
up on
does
a
show,
slower car.
it's still beneficial for me to be able to see, like, oh, that lap, or for the last 2 or 3 laps, like we've been
The
on
gap
pace
to
with this
Muller
car. or
ahead
we're
is
on
now
average faster than
5.4
that car.
seconds.
But yeah, pit sequence is happening right now.
There's
We're
a
the
car
second
leaving the
car
pits.
1 lap down at the moment. And this car ahead of us pitted, or we've got 11 extra laps on our tires for him. So he pitted 11 laps after us. Yeah, he came in on 132. which they were off sequence because of that damage they got, I believe.
Right. By the way, thanks again to you guys for your help with the computer upgrade. It has made a big difference.
Good. I'm glad you got
Sorry.
it turned around so quickly.
Yeah,
with
it
the
turned out to
stuff,
be nothing major. I don't know why we couldn't get to the screen to do the BIOS or whatever it's called update. But
Because it straight up wouldn't boot. It needed a different BIOS for it to boot into for it to work. The more I think about it, the more I am impressed with Micro Center, because it would have been very easy for them to just, be like, oh yeah, you totally need a new motherboard.
yeah, they could
right.
have upselled you really quickly. So that was good on them. Which, if I understand right, Micro Center
The gap
has
to
started
Muller in front is
selling
now
a lot of
6.2.
sim racing gear, or at least in
They
some
do.
in some
They've
of
got
their
a whole setup. They also have a bunch of like flight sim stuff.
nice.
And they partner with Tony Kanaan, at least here in Indy. So this whole area is like
You're
has big
approaching a
Tony
group of
Kanaan
slower class
pictures
cars.
and a bunch of his branded gear.
5 more. You've got
That lap
2/10
was
of a
at
lap to play with.
134.2. Blue flag.
Car left.
If you
Clear
want to
left.
activate attack mode, you can.
I have to lose 2 seconds to do that.
As you guys know, I love attack mode.
Attack mode is my favorite. It is my favorite innovation in all of racing.
I do sincerely love their qualifying format. Have you seen what they do?
I think it's changed since I last watched it. So give us the rundown.
So they started this in season 8. We're now in season 10. But the beginning of it's pretty straightforward. Split the field in half, let them run for, 10, 15 minutes, whatever it is, and the top 4 move on. But then the fastest from group 1 and the slowest from group 2 go out 30 seconds apart from one another for a one flying lap situation. Whoever has the fastest of that flying lap then advances to the next round of the knockouts.
The gap to
And they
Muller
just
ahead
rinse
is
and
now
repeat until you have a
5.6.
pole sitter.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
Slower
actually
class
really
car
fun.
ahead.
Yeah,
And somehow the TV folks have been able to find a way to sync, so they'll delay the onboard of the first car and sync it up with the second. And so you basically have them split screen side by side,
oh, that's brilliant.
kind of seeing who goes faster.
That
and
was
it's really, really cool.
134.0.
Yeah.
Blue flag.
Yeah, I like as well I like the way that V8s do theirs. I think just because it's another one that not saying any one is better than the other. It's just it
Right side.
creates a
Clear
challenge
right.
to the drivers different
Yeah.
than IndyCar does because
Yeah.
Indies is like you've got old tires in 6 minutes or something like that to go out there with other cars on the track, yada yada. With V8s, it's you do your out lap, then you do a flying lap, and that's it. At the end,
Right.
well, you've got ever how long of group quality, the top 10 advance to the top 10
Left
shootout,
side.
and then it's just
Right.
out lap,
Clear left.
flying lap, and you're done, and that's pretty
Yeah.
fun to watch.
So that's what the duels are like for Formula E. Out lap, flying lap, whoever's the fastest of the two moves on, the other one gets eliminated.
Yeah.
So you have that element, but then you have to do it again
Yeah,
a
it's
couple times.
The knockout type thing.
Exactly.
The gap to Muller ahead is now
Dude.
slower class car ahead.
You flung it in there. That looked awesome.
That's the hardest I've gone through the bus stop in several
I could-
laps.
I mean, it was visually faster than anything I've seen. That was awesome.
You're pulling time on people over these last 3 laps.
I think I have 2 more.
3.
3. I've got the fuel alarm now, so
Yeah, you've
P7.
You've
That
got
was
plenty for 3 there.
133.6.
Do you crank up the hybrid?
no.
Do it.
How long will it last if you do it?
It'll
like that?
last the 3 laps. I'm pretty sure
3 laps?
it'll last the 3 laps. Yeah.
I've never touched that.
Slower
on
car
purpose.
ahead.
I've
This guy's their
accidentally
class
hit it
leader.
Before, but
All right, I turned it up.
All right,
I
go
think-
get him, Tiger. Yeah, I'll check it for you. Nope, you were
On your
in
left.
build, not in attack.
Clear left.
I needed to turn it down then. That's fun. Now I think I'm in attack.
Nope, you're in balance. Go one more.
Does it limit how many times you can change it in a lap?
4.
Yep,
There you
now I
go.
can't do it again.
Now you're in attack.
Yeah.
Nothing came up on my dash.
All right, now go get them.
The gap to Muller in front is now 5.9 seconds.
Well, dude, you got to get up on me. Don't just flash your fucking lights at me.
Yep.
Left side. Clear left.
Good save. Watch out for the marbles on the tires. No pressure behind. Yeah, I'm flying again in April, and this time
You're coming up
we
on a
decided
slower
to
class
fly
car.
out of Nashville instead of Birmingham or Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
I've never flown out of Nashville. I'm kind of interested to see how it is. It's like 20 or 25 minutes further away from us than the Atlanta airport is.
Yeah.
But I made the point to my wife that I was like, I can pretty easily spend almost 30 minutes in Atlanta just getting from my car to the terminal.
Yes, I believe it.
Like, so it even with that additional drive time, it may just be a quality of life upgrade to fly out of Nashville.
I suspect so. I find the security in Atlanta to be challenging.
Yeah.
Oh, a perk of being a federal employee that I'm looking forward to using on our trip to Phoenix is that I get free TSA pre-check.
Nice.
It does make a difference. It's the
Alright, one
best
more.
$80 I've ever spent, I think.
You know, they've already done their background check on me and whatever. so-
Right. Can you get global entry too?
Your lap time was 134.9.
He'll be pitting this lap, by the way.
Yep. Oh yeah, these tires ready to go.
My critical tire wear was 80% after that previous stint.
Yeah. And it was your left front?
Yep.
It's really odd. I mean, actually, it's not, I guess, because Zach's was the same, but I always have it as my rears that are worse at the end.
My left rear was right there with it. But
Huh.
yeah.
The gap to Muller ahead is now
Yeah,
4.4
freaked up
seconds.
on my fastest lap.
How much?
So get me at a 33.1.
Nice. Nice.
All right.
All right. Lift at the first kink, brake at the second. And lift, brake.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Engage limiter.
Good stuff.
100 meters. 50
Yeah,
meters.
Sputtering as I'm coming in.
Yeah.
That's what you want. Use every drop in it.
Look at them tires. Your tires look pretty good. Your left front took a beating, but everything else looks good.
75% on the left front. Yeah, and that's the one that was taking the beating through the horseshoes.
Polymus is leading the
Right.
race.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm locking it up on the way into
Yeah.
turn one and locking it up
Yeah.
again into the horseshoes.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like when that tire is not loaded is when you're using the most brakes. And when it is loaded, those are like the longest duration corners, those two horseshoes.
Yep.
All right, we pitted
And
from
we're
7th
4
or
hours
8th.
in.
Hey,
7th, I
there we
think.
go. 4 hours in and still clean, thankfully.
Stop it. Don't
God
say
damn
these
it, you had to say
things.
something, didn't you?
Some of
Jeez.
you people are superstitious.
I'm
You,
All
I'm
you
not
didn't somehow turn the
superstitious.
traction control off again, did you?
No, I didn't. But hey, cold tires.
Cold tires. And ignore
There's
whatever
traffic behind. Watch your mirrors. You're coming up on a slower class
possible
car.
superstitious curse we may have just put on you.
You've got Bradshaw 3.5 seconds back.
On your right. Clear right.
Yeah, Bradshaw's up to 4th now. Marbles, marbles.
Yeah, but my tires are cold, so it's not like I could pick them up.
We're now scored P10.
Are temperatures static in this? Or do they change?
They,
They should change, right?
yeah, track and ambient, if that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
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 It just feels like it hasn't changed at all.
I saw it at 28 Celsius when it came in, and
Coming up
track
on a
temp
slower
was
class
into
car.
23 the last I checked.
Okay. It's
ambient's
72
20.
and 74
Yeah,
freedom units.
that's right. Yeah, it's 22 Celsius ambient, so that tracks.
Okay. So it is coming down. All right.
And we're right back where we were. P13,
Come on, man, keep
last
pushing.
car,
8th
one lap
place.
down. So no real change in track position.
I don't know how we should feel about that. You know, I did all that work and nothing changed.
It's not bad. I'll say that.
It's,
The SOF still feels really high for whatever reason. Like it hasn't changed from 2.1, and I'm like I don't know how the SOF is that high if there's drivers out here that are 3.8s. Or rather, I don't know how it has stayed
Right.
that high, and we haven't had any more bronzies come in, unless
Right.
they're all picking up the night shift. Although the guy currently leading is a 1.3, and his laps, Aaron's been right on track with his laps. His best is a 33.7, but he's been in the high 33s to low 34s. So Aaron's keeping pace with him.
Nice. Hey, have we seen Barbie lately?
No, I was just wondering about that. I don't think I have.
Barbie
Coming up
out?
on a
finally
slower
killed
class car.
Car right. Clear right.
7th position.
Right side. Clear right.
Or, got themselves killed. Whatever. Either way works.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to update the sheet. Oh well.
God damn it, Dustin.
Yeah, I know. Forgetting traction control, forgetting strategy updates.
We can dress you up, but we can't take you out. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Didn't forget how to fuel save though. Jiminy Christmas,
This track I can't fuel save and go fast at this track though. That's kind of the other side of it.
Almost like you spend 80% of the lap here at terminal velocity or something.
Right.
Yeah, I just kind of told myself going into this one too that like I knew I wasn't going to be the fastest driver in the team.
guy
So it's
ahead
like,
is
but what I
Roberts.
can do is stretch fuel.
Mm-hmm. I'd be thrilled with a top 10 and have a quiet
Slower
race.
cars ahead.
We've
The
never
class
had
leaders up here.
one go 24 hours without some kind of major
E9,
catastrophe.
come on, try fucking harder. You've just done a blue flag.
Yeah, because wasn't it Spa last year where I think we had a little bit of damage a couple
Yeah.
of times, and then we also
On
had
your
a
left.
couple of spots where we forgot
Clear
to turn
left.
on the
On your
pit
left.
limiter
Clear
coming
left.
out of the pits.
Yes. Oh my god, I felt like such an idiot because we had just had this happen and
Car
I went
left.
and did it again.
And then I went and
Clear
did
left.
it again.
Blue flag.
The only thing worse than that is forgetting to box on your in lap.
That is not good.
And I have done that in an enduro before. Thankfully, that happened at Hockenheim, which is a relatively
Okay.
short lap for an enduro.
Blue flag.
Has the glare mostly gone away?
Yeah, I think so.
It's good.
You're coming up on a slower car.
Left side. Clear left.
And my cat has decided she really is interested in my microphone. So if you hear some weird bumps and stuff, that's probably it.
That is why the door is closed while I'm racing.
She would be pounding at the door trying to get in. And it would be audible throughout the house if I did that. She has to be in the same room as me.
The kittens would 100% be chewing on the VR cable.
Evidently, this cat will like sit by the door and wait until I come home if I leave the house. Like some kind of dog.
One of our cats is not quite that obsessed with me, but pretty obsessed with me as well.
Yeah.
It's funny, like she'll really want love, but I'm not around, so she'll like settle for getting cuddled by my wife. But then the second she sees me, she just jumps
Mhm.
down.
The car in front is Roberts. There's a group of slower cars ahead.
Zach has posted something in the chat saying that he humbly requests the resident commentator to offer some color commentary. I quickly shot back with, "How dare you ask someone to
P6.
work
That
for
lap
free?"
was a 133.5.
Shit.
All good?
Yeah, all good. No harm, no foul. Just stay track right on the rejoin.
It's like,
Blue flag.
No pressure behind. Those tires are dirty.
Nice part about VR is being able to crane my neck and see the traffic coming.
Yeah.
uh-huh. Yeah, I always felt blind before with rejoins. And since Zach's listening, I'm going to throw him under the bus again. This one time, we did a 3-hour GT3 race at Detroit, and I had a spin, and I couldn't see, so I was like, am I clear to go? And he goes, yeah, go, go, go. And I pulled out right into a dude who was not impressed.
Well, I mean, so I'm going to come to Zach's defense for some weird reason on this. And
That would be a first.
yeah, and say like, the thing about Detroit is you can't see the damn track when you're facing the right way in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a history.
I would
of
have been fine
spectacular
with,
crashes at that track.
right. I would have been fine with, I can't see anything, just stay put for a moment. Instead, no, you're good, go. Boom. I was so embarrassed.
I've also learned that like if you're trying to rejoin based off your relative, you got to have a gap that's like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
if not
totally.
if not more. Like because
P8,
I've made that
keep it
mistake
neat and
of pulling
tidy.
out
We still might
thinking
get
I had
something
enough
out of this.
time and just didn't at all. Zach
Love you,
says it was
Zach.
funnier that way.
If it is in hindsight.
What the shit? The car suddenly feels really fucking weird.
Let me take a look at. You have gone up on the front bar, the front
I just
stiffer.
did that.
Yeah, making the front of it stiffer is going to give you less rotation when the front of the car.
Car
is loaded.
right. Still there. Clear right. Car right.
Slower class car ahead.
Hold your line.
Good God.
Still
good God,
there.
what's happening
Clear
right now?
right.
They crashed.
Blue
Ah,
flag.
they crashed. Ha ha, they crashed.
All right, gotta watch that replay.
Yeah, same here.
What in the hell?
All I knew is that guy was blue, and I was below the apron. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah, he was up against the
flag.
outside wall, and that BMW, even though he was
Oh,
flashing,
wow.
the BMW just squoze him really bad.
Wow, that was special.
Yeah.
We need quali pace every lap now, mate.
Bummer
There
that
might
was
still
the
be
guy that was a
chances
lap
here.
down, not the guy in
P13.
second.
Yeah, and the prototype that hit the wall is just now coming out of 4. He must be crabbing after that.
Yeah, he tried to take the bus stop and then bailed and went through the grass on the inside of the oval.
Polymus
Yeah,
is leading the
I
race.
bet that the way that worked out, although he was behind us, so that wasn't for position, unfortunately.
Right.
But I bet the way that worked out, he ended up getting steering linkage damage to the front left and the
Blue
front
flag.
right. Since both of those corners made contact with something.
The car ahead is Schultz.
That's one less we got to worry about behind for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Blue flag. You're approaching a group of slower cars.
The GT car was definitely at fault there, though.
On your
Oh,
left.
no question. Yeah,
Clear left.
that was really dumb.
Left side. Clear left.
Blue
There
flag.
you go. There's your commentary.
P8. Blue flag.
By the way, you're still in attack mode.
Oh shit.
It's fine. You've got your SOC's 22 right now. It's not that big of a deal. I honestly don't know enough about it to know what benefits
left.
it makes to
Right.
stay in balance over the course of the round.
Hold your line. Clear left.
Slower class car ahead.
You still dealing with a bit of understeer on corner entry?
I think I'm just
The car
not
in front of
slowing
us
down
is
enough for
Roberts.
whatever reason.
Copy.
Like, I'm trying to just back up my brake zones and brake a little gentler, drive the way
Left
that I
side.
drive,
Yeah.
instead of,
Clear left.
testing myself to go deeper.
You're
Well,
also
you're
getting
roughly-
into that middle window of the
That's-
stint as well.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. Roughly 10 laps in, so it probably is going to start to feel like crap now.
I'm
For
going
a
to use
little
this
bit.
as an opportunity to say,
P9.
suck it, Zach.
Maximise
Ask
every
me for
lap.
commentary
Let's salvage
next
what we
time.
can.
On your left. Hold your line.
Dusty
Clear
did
left.
commentary on that one beer league race that one time. He's got some experience.
I did.
There you go.
That's actually how me and Aaron, in air quotes, met.
Yep.
Huh.
I
I
made
don't think I know this
mention-
story.
I mean, well, yeah, we were doing that beer league for what was essentially the Prue Day league.
Yeah, yeah,
that
Slower
yeah.
class
I
car
remember
put
ahead.
that.
together. Yeah, the one that you joined one race and got taken out in the first corner. I remember that.
I did.
I think that was the race that I won, and then I
Left side.
went backwards after the race ended to try to find
Clear
a spot
left.
to do donuts because I was a freaking idiot and I got disqualified. But anywho, but yeah, I had one race. I forget what track it was. It may have been Long Beach, but I just
It was Long Beach.
Okay, yeah.
I
So
remember.
it was Long Beach. I just remembered that at that point the USF 2000 was not jiving with me at all, much less at Long Beach. And this was back in way before I got a direct drive. This was way before I even
Okay.
got. This is way before I even had a rigid rig. I think at this
Yeah,
point
yeah.
I was sitting in an office chair with a Thrustmaster bolted to a desk, and I was using like a 24-inch low-res monitor type thing, right? What I told my wife is I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if they want somebody to broadcast this. And it just so happened
lap
they had
time
one
was
other person who was doing the
1:35.0.
broadcast, so I joined them and did a little bit of a joint one. And in the middle of the banter and the back and forth and whatnot, I said a couple of things that hinted at the fact that like Barber was my local track and that I'm in Central Alabama.
Okay.
And then Aaron listened to it a little bit thereafter, and he sent me a message on Twitter. And he was
Coming
like,
up on
"Hey,
a slower
it
class
sounds
car.
like you're in Birmingham. I'm in Huntsville, yada, yada, yada." And this was right at the time
Huh.
that
Car
you guys
left,
were
clear
looking
left.
for another driver for Sebring in 2021, I believe is what it was, which that's the first race I ever did with you guys. And I think I hit 3 different things over the first 2 laps or something like that when I started.
Yeah, you
the
drove
race.
into the tires at sunset twice.
So long story, not much has really improved since then. That's what we're trying to say, except for my ability to save fuel.
It is funny though because like I've had people ask like, how do I know all of you people? And I really don't know.
Yeah. Wait, are you talking about us in this chat
Yeah.
specifically? Or okay, I wasn't sure if it was that
Yeah.
or just other ways. So
No. Like I like 'cause I'll be talking about some of the races the long distance races I do and with these friends and stuff, and they're like, okay, well how do you know these people? Like, well, funny you mention that. I actually have no idea.
you know me.
They just
via
kind of
Aaron.
showed up in my phone one day, and
Yeah,
That's
right.
basically how it happened, right?
8th place. That last lap was
Yeah,
at
it's like,
1:33.6.
you know me through Aaron, who somewhat through Ryan Terpstra, somewhat through Marshall Pruitt.
No,
There's your 6 degrees.
but
of
actually, I
separation.
think it had to do with Dusty,
yeah,
right, Aaron? Because that's how I
Yeah.
knew Zach was through
Yeah.
Dusty.
I think we had all, the rest of us in that
Incident in
chat
turn
that
5.
Dust did had
car off left,
kind of loosely
rejoining,
made contact when Dusty and I were doing the Slipstream podcast.
tracks clear.
Okay.
Yellow flag.
I'm guessing Dusty
Stay
like
left.
randomly just like cold messaged you on Twitter because
No,
you were
I
comedians.
messaged him about stuff because when I was starting doing stuff with Sports Car 365,
Car
that's
left.
when he was starting
Clear
his
left.
network, such as it
Mhm.
was. And I just kind of wanted to see what he had going on and see if we could collaborate on some things. And that never
There's an
worked out,
incident
but we
in
always
bus
stayed in
stop.
touch. And I'd see him at the track and stuff. So
Slower class car ahead.
but I think I did reach out to him.
On your left. Clear left.
I mean, at that time, he was more embedded in racing than I was.
Yeah, and somehow he got to know like the announcer at Road America or something.
Yeah, Eric. Who's a good dude. I think he's a pretty good announcer.
There's an incident in turn
I
5.
know
It looks
I've
like
given
it's
his
very.
contact info to IndyCar Radio and stuff. I think he'd do
On
a
your
good
left.
job.
I
Hold your
about
line.
didn't see
Clear
that guy
left.
coming out of the pits. I almost drove right into him.
Yeah, I
Sorry about
should have
that.
said something.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That's
same
my
here.
bad.
That's the guy who was at the front early, but also that car crashed out, and he's been
Incident
a little bit
in
of a jerk
turn
to drive
6.
around. Tracks clear through the horseshoe.
Yeah, he about dumped Zach going into the bus stop.
Exit of 6 is clear.
All right. I'm gonna log out of iRacing and back in on VR.
Sounds good.
Oh, and by the way, that cable you recommended, Aaron,
Yeah, it's good shit.
it's oh my god, it's a game changer.
I'll have to send
So-
you a link to the head strap I'm using now. It's now that I've finally gotten it dialed in, it's really helpful. It's more
Okay,
like you're wearing a hat that the headset's hanging from, rather
sure.
than the headset being smashed against your face.
And for anyone
Huh.
who is listening, yes, they are in fact talking about sim racing technology.
You're approaching a group of slower
not
class cars.
anything else.
Okay. I might be off headset for just a moment while I get situated.
Have
I'll
at
be
it.
right back.
Oh, I gotta try to save some fuel here. Okay. Yeah, we're at that dreaded 7/10 of a lap.
P9, you've just done a 134.2.
You've got enough time left. I mean, it's asking you to save a quarter of a lap over the next 15 laps. That math works out. The guy ahead may have a slowdown. But yeah, if you lift about 100 to 150 yards before the 3 board on the backstretch, then you can go all the way through the bus stop without braking.
P8,
You're going to have a prototype behind you on cold tires for position.
Oh, I didn't
On your
downshift
right.
enough. No wonder. Shit.
You
Still
can let
there.
this guy by. It's not worth fighting.
Hold your
him.
line. Clear right.
slower class car ahead.
Left side. Still there.
Yeah, lift up a bit and tuck in behind him.
Hold
So
your
there's a
line.
little bit more
Clear
fuel
left.
save.
Just wanted to make sure we were well clear of that other GT car.
Yeah.
Sherman is closing in. The gap is now 3.5 seconds.
Car left. Clear left.
Thought I saw him moving back to the right, and he never did. And it was a Porsche, so I guess I just would have been taking my revenge.
From years ago. Old grudges die hard. Especially on the internet.
You're coming up on a slower class car.
Right side. Clear right.
You've completed 16. You've got 12.8 remaining. So you're going to get to 28. Or you're going to get to 29. I'm sorry.
What you're saying is I'm on the verge of getting to 30.
Let me double check that
Maybe.
number here in just a second. You've got 12.5 right now, and this is your 17th lap. So as long as you've got 12 remaining at the end of this lap, you're going to get 29 even
You're coming up on a slower car.
with no breathing room. I think what you've done, I think you've closed that margin that you saw earlier. Yeah, because you're now showing 12.3 instead of
6th place. That lap
14.8
was
or
at
whatever it was earlier,
134.5.
right?
Yeah.
So in the course of those couple of laps, you've closed that gap.
On your right. Clear right.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome to the fucking show.
Currently scored P10. We might get past the McConey guys. Yeah, we
P7.
did. I thought they were a couple of laps ahead of us. Ooh, yeah. Looks like the McConey guys crashed. Why does it look like we don't have a windscreen?
Like in the rear chase?
Yeah, like it looks like there's no windscreen in front of Aaron. It's probably just the lighting, but it
The
honestly
answer,
doesn't look like we have
Sherman
any
behind
glass
is
around
now
the cockpit at
3.1
all.
seconds.
Oh, okay. I kind of see what you mean.
Slower class car ahead.
It can't be very aerodynamic.
Fucking hell, get your head down. P7.
Car right. Clear right.
Yeah, so that car that crashed that we're picking up spots in the pits now, the McConey setup shop. They used to sponsor, air quotes,
On your left.
sponsor the other team that
Clear
I've done
left.
a bit of racing
We think
for.
P5 has binned it in.
The
Turn
one
6.
The team that I raced with Colin on. I think you guys probably remember Colin from Spa.
Yeah.
From Spa last year.
Of course.
But there was some type of falling out I don't think between McConey and between that team. I think McConey just had like a hell of a bunch of like a hell of a bunch of people leave or turn over, or just some crazy stuff happened inside, and so they ended up having to no longer sponsor them, whatever sponsorships even mean at that level.
Slower class car ahead.
Car left. Clear left.
Yeah, it's always been a little bit weird to me the way that team was set up, and just the fact they had any type of sponsorship deal to begin with, given the fact that every single time that we did a race
P6.
against
Clear
them,
left.
and we ran a number of team races where we ended up being in their same split, and every time we did it, we
Car right.
beat them
Clear right.
pretty consistent, like pretty heavily.
Yeah.
Nine more, Aaron. You have completed 20, so you're going to get 29.
And are we good if I only get 28?
Yeah, you just do your thing, man.
I've done 29, so I think it's possible. And if there's enough traffic, it'll probably happen, but I can't guarantee it.
I think there's still like 42 cars on track, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
The track really doesn't seem that busy for whatever reason.
No, I totally agree. And you might be right, just having the two classes might be helping. Did you guys run it last year with the BMW?
I don't think we ran Daytona at all last year.
No, we didn't run
Okay.
Daytona.
The gap to
We
Sherman
ran Sebring
behind
in
is
P2.
increasing. It's now 3.5.
And we made a last minute change to run it in the P2
Gotcha.
because at that point the GTP still really sucked.
Your lap time was 1:33.8.
Watching from far, Chase. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go run with it.
I was gonna say, watching from far, Chase in VR. Every time you go by the flag stand, my head goes through the flag stand. It's a little off-putting.
Yeah, it's the Sebring race last year was the one where I ran two different splits with two different teams, I think in two different cars. I think I ran I don't remember exactly, but I think I ran the Bimmer on Friday night, and then we ran the P2 on Saturday.
Wow.
And I vowed
You're
to never
basically
do
Ben
that again.
Keating,
No.
running two different cars in 24 hours.
The real challenge with that was that the other team that I was
Coming up on a
racing
slower
with,
class car.
is one that's like very much not self-organizing. Like every time I do a race for
The
those
gap
guys,
to
it's not
Sherman
necessarily a bad
behind is
thing.
now
Every
3.5
time I do a race
seconds.
with those guys, the person whose name is on the car, who is essentially the team principal, I guess you could say, just comes in and says like, y'all just do whatever Dustin says. He's your car lead. Just do
That
whatever
lap
he
was
says.
a 133.2.
Which is like okay, but also like it would help if people were a little bit more self-organizing than what they were.
Did I just hit the car as fast as time?
Slower car ahead. He's the class leader for these guys.
No,
Damn.
Awfully close though.
it was very close. Yeah, I managed a 33.1 on my second to last lap. And that was with no fuel
Left
save
side.
and full hybrid deploy.
Clear left.
And I think I had a tow coming out of the bus stop. I think that was when I got stuck behind Bradshaw.
There's a guy in this whose name is Blaze. Do you see
I
that?
saw that. Blaze Johnson.
I mean, not Blaze like the normal spelling either. I've heard of Blaise, but Blaze like the fire.
I hope his car number is 420.
Sadly, it's 53.
You're reeling this car in.
Missed
The gap's now 3.7.
Oh, I might have it now. Another 10th up. But I'm losing it. Damn it.
Let's see.
Close.
That
So
last lap was a
close.
133.2.
400s more
Yeah,
or less.
400's off. And he's not even in attack mode. What the hell?
Yeah, track conditions are pretty good though. Yeah.
It's probably a little. The track, I'm sure, is a
There's
little.
an incident
cooler.
in
Ambient
turn
weather
5.
Change though. You got a car off ahead.
It's off.
He's rolling
left.
slow off left. It's a prototype. Not for position.
B6.
Yeah, with the far chase, I can see all the way into that corner from before the kink, but I can't. If a car is off, I can't see if the car is off left or off right.
Spotting in VR is awesome. You can look all over the place.
There's an incident in
As long as you
turn
don't get
7.
motion
You think
sick
it
doing
might
it.
be Sherman?
Yeah, it's a little weird, but I'm alright for the moment. And now that I've got this cable, the battery will last, so at some point, I can do more spotting and do it like this.
You're gaining on this car. The gap is 2.5.
I'm showing 5 laps.
Slower
right
class
now,
cars ahead.
so you'll have to save a little bit from here to stretch it.
On your left. Hold your line. Clear left.
But
Marbles
you don't
all
burn
over
as
those
much
right
fuel.
sides.
Yeah, you don't burn as much fuel on the pit limiter. Right, so, and it's a shorter distance in the pit lane too, so you've got a little wiggle room.
On your right. Clear right.
I found that if I had 0.2 of a lap left, or even 0.1 of a lap left, as I came into the pits, I could make it. I mean, I'd be sputtering, but I could make it to pit out.
Yeah, Aaron was
And our
sputtering.
pit stall is more favorable.
Yeah, yeah. So over the last 3 laps, you have been green over every car ahead that's showing up on my data. Is the rear still planted through the bus stop?
For the most part, yeah.
Cool.
Slower class car ahead.
3.9.
Do you think it'll need a little save to make it?
I also wonder how the hybrid deployment affects the fuel burn. I would almost think that
Good question.
more deploy would mean
On your right.
would
Clear
mean
right.
a lower fuel burn.
I think you're right because it caps
the power output.
exactly,
Yeah.
and however you make that power is up to you or up to your software
Right
or
side.
whatever.
Clear right.
Yeah, so if you're in
So
attack
it would
mode,
cut.
you should be using more energy from the battery
Yes.
and less energy from the fuel. So maybe that's the key to using attack at the end is getting that bit of fuel save or just a little bit more fuel save.
You know, we should test. I mean, we should test that sometime to see if that's actually how it's implemented in iRacing.
But I mean, hell, at this point, you've got a SOC of 61 and only a couple of laps left. I say go ahead and go back to attack mode. There it is. At this rate, you may have to do some big saves on your end lap.
Slower class car ahead.
We're at 3 laps right now.
I think you'd make it.
That lap time was 1:33.9.
Right side. Clear right.
What the fuck just happened?
Stay right.
You got cars coming.
Wait. Keep waiting. Keep waiting. Keep waiting. Keep waiting. After this bimmer, go. Go.
It doesn't look big, but we do have a tad of left rear damage.
Yeah, it'll probably get fixed on this next stop.
Let's make sure it feels okay.
So I think you lost the rears on a downshift. Because I'm looking at the replay and the rotations.
You're approaching a
that
group of
rotation
slower
seemed to
cars.
Start on a downshift.
On your left. Clear left.
And then what? Did I back into the guy while I was rolling off track?
Just
Yeah,
barely.
just barely.
Just barely. I mean,
it might have even been netcode.
You only got a
don't know.
2x for that contact. So yeah, it was just barely. Car feel all right. A little bit of understeer there.
Oh, it almost snapped on me, but I got in a little hot, messed up my brake marker a bit.
Okay. Yeah, so do 2 more. Just give us some big lifts so we make sure the car is settled, and that'll also help us stretch that fuel number just a hair longer. Because you're at 2.1 right now.
The driver in front of us is
1.9 now.
Guts. P5. This is fucking great, mate. Keep it coming.
Yeah, there's just the slightest bit of damage to the left rear corner of the rear clip.
If for whatever reason it doesn't get fixed during the normal stop, do we want to go ahead and take whatever repairs?
Probably. I mean, at this point, honestly, I don't think we're gonna have to worry about it. I think it's just gonna get fixed during the regular run of the stop. Because I think the way it works is that you start to get optional repair as soon as the car comes off the jacks.
Yep. Yeah, I think it should be fine too.
Yeah, Aaron, I really think the car just had some blip with the power application on the downshift, and it was just enough to get it to over rotate.
Well, and I made my intentions clear with that guy pretty early. I'm going around the outside, and then he cut across my bow.
Yeah, I had no
Hanson
idea why
behind
he
is
did
now
that.
3.3
I was thinking
seconds.
that was a pretty shitty move, and
B6.
that combined with that little bit of extra rotation that came from that downshift like if you hadn't had that guy taking away your attention just that little bit that it did, you probably
You're coming
wouldn't
up
have
on a
had that
slower
spin
car.
even with that little bit of wheel chirp.
This is your in lap, by the way, and feels good.
Yep.
And you're getting in now, Ryan?
Yep. I believe that's the plan. Who's taking over for me?
Zach.
Got it.
I need to update our strat sheet here.
Yeah, good call.
The next car is Sherman.
Left side. Clear left.
When I get in, I could just get a couple banter-free laps to get into a rhythm and then banter away.
Copy that.
What are the ARBs supposed to be at?
I think you only moved.
You're coming up on a slower class car.
Hold on a second. I can't seem to find the damn thing. In car.
What's your speed limit in the pits? The guy in front is Guts. Engage limiter.
I think
3 on the front, 4 on the back.
100 meters.
I believe.
50
I think that's
meters.
right, at least. And you'll want to bring the brake bias up to 50.50. You'll also want to swap it back over to balanced.
I pulled it to 50 and I didn't get the hybrid deployed before I got out of the car. There were 9 seconds of optional repairs.
That's fine.
Yep.
Ryan,
Okay.
can you
We
make the
should-
change to your deploy mode real quick?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see.
All right, and it is currently.
Balance is where we want it.
Yes.
Okay. Everything else is where it needs to be. TC.
You want to move your brake
What's-
bias to 50.50.
Okay. All right, it's there. I've got my pit limiter on. Waiting on fuel. Here we go.
There's traffic behind. Take care rejoining.
That last stint is down to 17 minutes. Never mind. Sorry about that. I'll shut up now.
You're coming up on a slower class car.
What does the rear clip look like now?
Perfect. No damage.
Excellent.
Car left. Clear left.
There's a group of slower cars ahead. Blue flag.
Left side. Clear left.
You have a prototype behind that is not for position. He's been running mid 34s.
Copy.
Blue flag. P7. Slower class car ahead. Blue flag.
Car left. Hold your line. Clear left.
Slower car ahead. This is their class leader.
Gonna go away here for a minute while I get back to monitor mode.
Copy.
P8. This is a bit shit. Come on, make it less shit. You're coming up on a slower class car.
On your left. Clear left.
Car behind's running low 33s.
Yep.
Left side. Hold your line. Clear left.
All right, got a little strategy update for you. Don't feel any pressure to get to 29 laps unless you're just in a spot where you want to. Just ran the numbers. If we do 29 laps on every other stint from here on out, then we cut out a stop.
Okay.
P9. You're coming
Yeah,
up on a
Dash, you
slower
got me.
car.
Yep.
On your left. Still there. Clear left. Car left. Clear left.
Blue flag. Eighth place. Slower class car ahead. Blue flag.
Left side. Clear left.
Blue flag.
I don't like that my frame rate's already complaining, and I'm not even in the car.
Yeah.
Slower class car ahead.
Oh, wow.
Car left.
Ooh,
Yeah,
there.
man.
Blue flag.
there it is. I
Hold
got
your
to
line,
hear
clear
Aaron
left.
Tucker again. Oh, I inhaled a little bit with Ryan going into T6 there with that prototype behind him.
That was the first thing I got to see too when it all finally loaded for me.
Welcome back.
You're coming up on a slower car.
All right, Ryan, you are actually on track to do 30 laps.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, a lot of traffic helps with that.
Yeah. So you have
Just gotta
finished
figure out how to get
6th.
around this guy.
Yep.
Right side.
Okay, dude.
Clear right. On your left. Clear left.
You're coming up on a slower class car.
Car left.
Oh,
Clear
God.
left.
What are we doing here?
P7.
Left side. Clear left. Car
Attempted
left.
murder is what we're doing.
Clear
That's
left.
what happens when you're in the
Jeez.
middle of a bunch of BMWs.
Why did he move up like that?
He's a 1.5K.
That might do it.
Car right. Clear right.
I'm not really keeping an eye on the fuel, so
That's
if you
fine.
want to keep an eye on that sporadically, kind of let me know where I stand.
Yeah, I'm looking at it to see what it's tracking to. I'm going to give you an update here in a second.
Crap.
So I think it took a couple laps for iRacing to update their calculation based on your fuel burn. You
Yeah.
have you were about to complete your 8th lap, and you have it's showing 21.2 laps remaining right now, so you are on track to get 29 even.
P8, you're all over the place. Come on, man, get your head back together. Sector 1 is 1.8. Off the pace.
Oh, boy.
Slower class car ahead. Incident in turn 1. It looks like Sherman.
Good job navigating that.
All right. Theoretically, I am live now as well.
Cool. My frame rate thanks you. I just opened my phone and Discord was open on it. I guess from the last
On
time
your
I had it
left.
open, I grabbed it because I wanted
Clear
to check
left.
your stream for you. But when it opened Discord to our Mayhem channel, it popped up saying Ryan Marine is typing, and for a second I was like, "What the hell?"
I'm not that good.
You're coming up on a slower class car.
Yep, you are live, Aaron, and we are getting the cockpit view.
Yep, that's where I figured I was going to leave it, unless we think Chase is better or something.
Doesn't matter to me. As long as there's a little bit of telemetry up, I think we're fine.
I was just going to leave the relative up. Yeah, I'll go back to the far chase, but my modified far chase.
I need to go to bed soon, don't I? With that 3:30 a.m. stint that I've got coming up.
The guy in front is Lawson.
Oh, yeah, once I confirmed that this was all working, that's where I was headed.
All right, boys. I think this is the lap.
Oh,
Slower
boy.
class car ahead.
And he's got a toe in oval 3 and 4.
We'll see what it turns out to be, but I think it's tracking the right way.
Nope.
Yeah, not quite it.
Half a tenth.
Yeah.
I think that means I was 100th faster.
Yeah.
Left side.
Maybe not even that. That
Hold
was
your
a
line. Clear left.
33.160. Oh, dude, Aaron, you turned a 33.159. A 1/1000th difference.
That's awesome.
And the track temp hasn't changed that much over the last couple of stints.
So you do not need any fuel save out of me, is that correct?
That
Do
is
whatever you
correct.
got to do,
Yeah,
man.
I think it's due. I agree with Aaron.
Did you update the sheet, Dustin?
I
Very.
did.
Slower car
I
ahead.
did.
This
Okay.
guy's their class leader.
Yeah, I think this is probably a really good stint for us to focus on track position. I'm looking at it now, and with the exception of the guy running third,
Seventh position.
you're the highest rated driver
Okay.
in GTP right now. So Yeah, you've just been eating up time these last couple laps as well. So you've completed 11. You've got 17 more,
On your
so you're
right.
on track for 28.
Clear right.
And I can back it off and go for an extra lap if you need it.
Nah, we don't.
But
We don't
otherwise-
really need it. I like
Okay.
the idea right now, especially since it's what you're comfortable with. I like the idea of this being a
Yep.
track position stint for us.
Yeah, I think when Dustin gets in for his triple at 3:30 in the morning, he'll probably get us the fuel saving we need for the race.
So
Right.
since I am doing a triple at 3:30 in the morning, I think that means I've got to do 33 laps on every stint, right?
The numbers, man. The Illuminati's watching.
The gap to Hansen in front is now 5.1 seconds.
Sorry about these 1Xs. I'll clean it up.
All good.
Well, we're coming up on a quarter of the way through the race, and we've gone through a quarter of our incident
Yeah.
points. So
All right, this might be the lap. How about this one?
P6.
that's the first
Slower
lap in the
class car
32s
ahead.
for the car,
You've
I'm
just
pretty
done
sure.
a 133.0. Good lap.
Too
That's your
bad it
quickest
doesn't
today.
count because of that 1X.
Yeah, that's true.
So we have 24 stints remaining, and to save a stop, we only need to save a lap on like 13 of them.
Just one?
Mike.
Yeah, if we save one lap on 13 stints,
No,
then
you.
we will save one stop.
I like our odds.
Slower
was-
cars ahead.
in-
These
in the
guys are
chat, I
scrapping for
was saying
position.
that if
They
we-
might not
yeah.
see you.
Right side. Still there. Clear right. Car right. Clear right.
Yeah, in the chat, I was saying that if we wanted to, we could probably save 2 stops.
On your left. Clear left.
But, meh. Yeah, we've got to save
2 stops would be so draconian as to not be fun anymore.
potentially, yeah. But I have another 5 stints, and I can save 3 laps per stint. That gets us to 15 laps. So, yeah, I think I like our chances as well.
P7.
On your right. On your right. Clear right.
Okay. I'm not going to try that again.
I think he
The
was
car in
actually
front of
going
us
to
is
give you the
now
rating.
Hansen.
I think he was too, but I just couldn't see, so I
Yeah.
panicked.
Car left.
That's fair.
Clear
you
left.
I
didn't-
assume
you
the
didn't hit-
worst.
You didn't hit anything.
Yeah, I just shouldn't put myself in that spot.
When I was setting up this broadcast in OBS, I noticed that there was a latency setting and there's like a default, and I just changed it to low instead, and it cut the delay to the stream by like in half from like 20 to like 8 seconds.
Nice.
Wow.
It's pretty awesome. I don't think it's streaming in 1440p anymore, but that's fine.
Are you on a different headset now?
I'm back on my Sennheiser headset.
That's what I thought.
Is it quiet or something?
No, it's just obvious that you're using a wired microphone that's placed relatively closely to your mouth. Like the clarity. There's a lot more clarity, I think.
You're
is probably
approaching
the
a
way to
group
say
of
it.
slower class cars.
Got it. I think for racing purposes, I might start messing around, seeing if I can get the headset positioning correct that I can also put this pair of headphones on top of it? I didn't have that thought until
Car
earlier
right.
today, and I'm like, I'm not gonna
Clear
mess
right.
with it right before the race starts.
And while you're at it, why don't you do a Windows update at the same time?
Left side. Clear left.
You're coming up on a slower class car.
All right. Well, I think that's about my cue to leave. I'm not gonna leave the voice chat just so that it is part of the stream, I guess. But I will mute my microphone and walk away.
Sounds good, man.
Good stuff.
All right. Talk to you all in the morning.
Yep.
Sleep
Bye.
well.
Sixth place. That lap was a 134.0.
We are now scored P10.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new fastest lap for Kraft, 132.2.
On your left. Clear left.
The lowest scored car on track is in 41st position. So I'm going to read that as there being 41 cars still in the race.
So this time it's definitely my settings fault, not your microphone's fault, but I am having trouble hearing you again.
Okay.
I need to make an adjustment
Were you also having trouble
next
hearing
time.
Aaron?
A little bit, yeah, which is why I
Seventh
think it
position.
was my settings.
Come on,
I mean,
stop being so shit. Try bloody harder. There's a
You're-
group of slower cars
yours
ahead.
always been just a little lower than everyone else, but I think I messed something up when I was
Car
setting
left.
things up here earlier.
Clear left.
It's also just a lot harder
But
to
if you
hear
like move them,
people when it's also just a lot harder to hear people when
yeah,
you are in the car with the engine noise going as well.
yeah. Oh boy.
Left side. Clear left.
I don't know if you noticed that Porsche there's got like the dinosaur arm like Rexy,
I don't
but
have trading
it's
paints on.
yellow. Okay, well, it's yellow, so I think it's supposed to be. It reminds me of the Kraft macaroni and cheese dinosaur from when I
Nice.
was a kid. That's all I could think about, and I get hungry every time I see it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Spike, the AO Racing P2.
Yeah.
Although I think just that kind of theme livery isn't going to work as well on a prototype, just because the lines are broken up a little bit more on a prototype than you get on a GT. So I don't think it's going to look as
Sure.
as contiguous, but it
The gap
still
to
be cool.
Hansen ahead is now 6.9 seconds.
I really want to catch Ross. I felt like I was making progress, and now I've lost it.
You're getting a spot in the pits now.
You're coming up on some slower cars. These guys are busy fighting. They might not notice you.
On your left. Clear left. Car left. Still there. Clear left. Left side. Clear left.
The gap to Hanson ahead is now
You gotta be
7.7
better at
seconds.
these 1Xs. I'm really sorry.
We'll make them up. You are gaining on Ross ahead. You just had a rough lap.
Okay.
That previous one. But over the course of the last 3 laps, you've pulled 2 seconds back on him.
Okay.
P6. Keep digging. That lap time was 134.0.
Although he just put in a 33.2.
Hmm.
You're coming up on a slower car.
We're now P9 due to pit cycle. Next car behind's just now getting on to oval 1.
Okay. I had a GT crash in front of me in the bus stop there. Woo!
Ooh, yeah, that's
That
a
cost me so much time.
But you didn't die. That's the most important.
Did not die. We got that going for us. Got the overall leader closing in though.
He's also on his out lap.
Okay.
Or he just completed his out lap. The overall leader is a 3.5K.
On your left. Clear left.
Slower class car ahead.
Yeah, I really feel like the braking performance of the GTP is such that it makes it hard to overtake a GT going into a corner.
Yeah.
It's odd because the braking zones for the high speed stuff, like the bus stop, are really short, but the braking zones for the lower speed things, like the horseshoe, seem to be abnormally long.
I mean, I guess like the faster stuff, you've got more
Yeah, of
aerodynamic drag
course.
to help slow you down.
Yeah, yeah.
P7. Sectors 1 and 3 are looking quick. Sector 2 is 0.4 off the pace. Slower car ahead. It's their class leader.
Car left. Hold your line. Clear left.
So again, you're cool with the fuel situation the way it is? I know I'm
Yeah.
burning a bunch.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're fine.
You're coming up on a
What are
slower
you
class car.
doing?
Hey, I hope everyone's
side.
having a good night. My team is sitting on my spotter channel,
your
so
line.
I can't hear anything. Fair warning. I'm
Hold
going to
your
do my
line.
best, but I apologize in
Clear
advance.
left.
I'm trying to get them off of it desperately.
All right, Jeffrey, please be quiet.
I think you can right click on like anyone on your relative and click eject spotter. See if that does anything.
I don't understand why this is a problem. I literally haven't heard anybody talking the entire time.
Yeah.
Good lap last time around. You were green all the way up the tree.
Can you speak up? I'm sorry.
Negative, doesn't work.
Unfortunate. Oh, good luck.
Good lap last time. You're green all the way up this timing stand.
Copy. And the car's totally hooked up.
The
Even
gap
in
to
traffic,
Hanson
I'm
in
doing
front is
mid
now
33.
Thank you, buddy.
So I love it.
Slower class car
I'd
ahead.
love to get a clear lap
Heads
to
up, there's a
really
car
see what we
rejoining.
can do.
You've just done a 134.3.
6 more. You're on track for 28.
Copy.
Slower class car ahead. The gap to Hanson ahead is now 8.6. That was a 132.9.
Left side. Clear left.
P8. You're coming up on a slower class car.
I ran a 32 without a 1X last time, so that one's official.
Good, good, good.
Come on.
I spoke too soon. Huh?
Jeez, Pete. I knew it was close, but I thought I was good. All right, 4 more laps.
Yes,
7th
sir.
position. coming up on a slower class car.
You're welcome to go into attack mode for these last 3.
You're gaining on the
And,
guy in
next
front.
lap?
The gap is
Right now.
7.5 seconds.
Right now?
As soon as now.
Alright, I've put it on now. I'm already up almost a 10th and a half.
Good.
Yeah, that's a lose it all right here, but I was up 2/10. This is my macaroni and cheese
Car
Porsche.
right. Clear right.
You were the fastest car on track on the previous lap.
That's what I like to hear.
Slower class car ahead.
Mostly because I never hear it.
The gap in front is now 7.2.
Car left. Clear left.
Right.
Incident in turn 1. We think it might be Sherman.
I'm hearing about
Car's
an
off
incident
at
in
turn
turn 1.
one.
Do you see anything? Yeah.
Car's off. Just back up. Back it off. I think it's clear. Clear. Clear.
Yeah, he's gone.
Some people must
Thank
have
you.
towed because I saw a lot of fast movement on the relative.
Slower cars ahead. The class leaders in this group. These guys are scrapping for position.
Car left. Still there. Still there.
What
Still
are
there.
you doing, Ferrari?
Clear left. Left side. Clear left.
Gabriel, no. Bad. You're in the lead by a
You're
lap. You should
approaching
know
some
better.
slower cars. These guys are fighting for position.
I wish I had a newspaper to smack you on the
One more
hood with.
lap.
Yep. One more.
Remind me to pit, all right?
Will do.
I'm surprised
Thank
it
you,
took
bud.
about 5 hours for
The
voice
lap
chat
time
to
was
kick
at
off. Good job, guys.
134.6.
Ah, the car is so good, man.
Nice. It's an awesome
mean,
feeling, isn't it?
Oh. Just knocking out lap time.
On your
And
left.
it's not
Clear
even
left.
taking a lot of effort.
Yeah, it's doubly awesome in team events when you get a car that
Ah.
is like dialed in for you, right?
Right. Oh, I'm up 2/10.
Nice.
Give me a good in lap.
And you've got plenty of charge right now as well, so it's going to be a great in lap.
All right, I can't hear you, man.
All good. It's because you're going so fast.
That's what it is, yeah.
You're reeling this guy in. The gap's now 4.3 seconds.
All right, pitting this lap.
In. Lift at the first kink, brake at the second.
Watch your speed. Activate limiter. 100
yeah,
meters. 50 meters.
Okay.
That was
I need
great.
to reset the attack.
Critical tire wear was 79%.
On which tire?
Left front.
Really?
Yeah. That was a great stint. It was not uncommon for me to look at the timing tree and for you to be a second faster than the field.
Nice. And I'm being pretty conservative in the bus stop, to be entirely honest with you.
Yeah, that's the smart thing to do.
That's the one place where it, like, one lap to the next, it can do something that surprises you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, almost ready to go here. Speed limiter is on. Here we go. Let's do it again. Man, that flew by. Was that 28 laps?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
There's traffic
And
behind.
that's what I typically get if I'm pushing.
Slower class car ahead.
Right side. Clear right.
Remind me for when Zach gets in. I did go up one click on one of the TCs.
Okay.
So I'll put it back. But I just felt it squirm a little bit, and I figured, you know what? Let's just be conservative.
Oh, yeah.
I was pretty early in the stint, too. I would have ignored it if it was not the race, but...
Oh, conservative is the right call when you have 714 laps left.
Boy, that is sobering.
10th position.
Okay.
Slower class car ahead.
Zach should be back online in about 10 minutes, and he says
Okay.
he is irritated by your 1 minute 32 lap.
B6.
What did you say he was irritated by?
Your 1 minute 32 lap.
Well, I'm going to try and give him a car he can try and take it back with.
Oh, please don't tempt him.
There's more in it. There were a couple laps that were trending better, and I caught somebody. Boy, new tires sure do feel nice. They're not even up to temp yet. We're flying.
And we are scored P10 now.
Yeah, that's up one from when I started the last stint, yeah?
Yes, I think so.
Good.
Zach is wanting to figure out how to give you an extra stint in this race.
I'm sorry, he's what?
He wants to
Coming up
give
on
you
a
an
slower
extra
car.
stint in this race because of your speed.
We can talk about it later, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sectors 1 and 3 are 0.4 off the pace. Sector 2 time is okay.
Does he mean make this a triple?
Nah, not necessarily. I believe he's just thinking out loud in the chat.
Okay.
On your left. Clear left.
Slower class car ahead.
Left side. Clear left. On your left. Clear left.
You're coming upon some slower cars, including their class leader.
Car left. Clear left. On your left. Clear left.
The next car for position is well up the track, but you are gaining on the entire field.
Okay.
You're coming up on a slower class car. Slower class car ahead.
Left side. Clear left.
That was a 135.1.
Jacob, I can't type back at the moment, but all is forgiven if you tell me if I have any damage. Because, you know, my team is sitting on the spotter chat and I can't hear anything.
coming up on a slower class car. P5, you've just done a 133.2.
Jeffrey, from my point of view, your car looks fine.
You're approaching a group of slower cars. The next car is Hanson.
Everything looking okay fuel-wise and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
You are on track for 28 laps again.
Who's the
I
guy
might
with no
get a little
spotter?
better since I've caught this guy, and he's pretty quick, so if I can run with him,
The guy with 03.
so we'll see.
Timing screen is green.
Love it.
There's a group of slower cars ahead. Your last lap time was a 133.3. Sector 1 is 3.3. Off the pace. You're coming up on a slower car.
Car left. Clear left.
There's an incident in bus stop.
Did you see
Bus
anything in the
stop's
bus
clear.
stop?
Clear. All clear.
Okay.
Somebody took the escape route.
Yep. Excellent. Well, there goes my drafting, buddy.
I was just thinking that.
Bummer. All that work to catch him, too.
P10.
Save a
This lap's
little
gonna
bit
be
of
almost
fuel.
identical to my best. What was
Good,
that?
good.
Slower class
Save
car
a little
ahead.
bit of fuel at your next opportunity because you are tracking to 28
P5.
even.
Good lap. That's your best in the session.
Can do.
We don't need a lot. Just we're close.
Yeah, I just haven't had a lot of traffic to like lift and coast in, so. Okay, dude. Whatever you want.
Car left. Clear left.
Apparently, he wants marbles.
All right. Presumably, it's partially because of pit strategy and stuff, but car for positions only 5 seconds up the road.
They are on their outlap. Previous car for position is out of oval 2.
The gap to Bond
Actually,
ahead
that's
is
a whole
now
nother one.
4.3 seconds.
I'm sorry, what was
Yeah.
that?
Sorry, next two cars for position
Slower
are on
class
their
car
outlets.
ahead.
I misspoke earlier.
Okay.
Sixth place. Keep it together. Come on, the race isn't over yet.
Are we closer to being back on target with fuel?
Yes.
Okay. Good. I can manage that.
That lap was a 133.5.
Left side. Clear left. On your left. Hold your line. Clear left.
At the line, you had 16.2.
Perfect.
The gap to Bond ahead is now 2.4. That lap time was 134.3. Slower class cars ahead.
Right side. Hold your line. Clear right.
Good patience.
That was not a good sequence.
On your left. Clear left.
Lost a ton of time.
You're reeling. Bond in. The gap is. You're coming up on a slower car. P7.
Car left. Clear left.
Gentlemen,
Shh,
Hello.
don't disturb him.
sorry. Dustin, do you want to head out and get some sleep?
Yeah, I'm about to here in a moment. I think I'm probably not even going to see him through his next stop. This is just a master class.
Yeah, Ryan, if you want to take all of my triple, you can.
Alright, hang on, guys. Let me try and figure out how I'm going to get by this guy.
Yeah, by
Oh,
all
that's
means.
how I'm
right.
going to get by. He's going to love me.
Clear right.
That's awesome.
There's
That's
an
easy
incident
enough.
in turn 1.
There haven't been
You
enough
guys
of
see
those
this
easy
incident?
overtakes.
They just called
This
it
is
incident
great.
turn 1.
Come
Do you
on,
see
keep
anything?
nailing those
I see
exits.
clear,
P5.
clear.
Yeah, it's clear on my screen too.
Good.
Yeah, there haven't been
coming up on
enough
a slower
easy
class car.
overtakes like that in this race. Like even against lappers.
And nobody's on the lead lap. Ugh, okay.
Left side. Still there. Clear left. Car left. Clear left.
You're approaching a group of slower cars. The gap to Sherman in front is now 15 seconds.
I'm guessing there was a glitch as I was like reloading my iRacing screen, but it said you have wheel damage.
Come on, don't make
I don't
it
see
easy
a
for him.
4X
Make him
or
go the long way
anything, so
around.
I'm
No,
guessing-
I think it's a glitch.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware. Unless there was like a mechanical failure. They've added that to the game.
Well, you'll find out soon enough.
Yeah.
worried Ben's gonna wake up and be like, "There's still like 30 minutes left in the last one of my stints," and he's gonna be like, "What the fuck?
You're
Like,
coming
why
up
am
on
I
a
on
slower
here?
class car.
Why can't I
he-
sleep later?"
He's probably going to say that anyways, just because it's Ben. But I see what you're saying.
Does he usually do that? Usually he's like chill when I get in with him. Like,
Car left. Clear left.
I mean, maybe I'm misremembering or misrepresenting. I figured if anything, he'd do it just to like heckle whoever was
be
in the car.
cheeky. Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
do that for sure.
Blake, I love your back bumper. That is very nice. I have not seen a bumper sticker on iRacing before.
I don't know who Jeff Macaroni is, but I don't want him to talk anymore.
He's been blabbing all freaking stint.
I'm about to mute him.
Man.
If he drives the macaroni and cheese car,
No,
and his name is
The
McConey
gap
or
to
whatever,
Bond
that's
behind
just
is
too
increasing.
much.
It's now
no, he's not in
1.6
the
seconds.
Mac. He's not in the Mac Porsche. He's in the
Okay.
McConey setup shop GTP.
We're still good on fuel, yeah?
Yep.
And I think we've gained some back quite a bit, right?
Yeah, that was lap 17. You've
Slow
got
car
11
ahead.
and a half
This is the
left.
leader for their class.
Good.
Yeah, I just muted that guy specifically because the session itself has been pretty quiet. So
Until him, but yeah.
yeah, well, that's why I muted just him.
And Zach, last I checked, there were 41
Left
cars
side.
still running.
Hold your line. Clear left.
Take your word for it. That's yeah, it looks right. That's kind of wild. That actually reminds me, like, do we want to have a discussion about, if anybody picks up significant damage overnight, like what the cutoff is for continuing?
The gap to
I don't
Bond
think we have
behind is
enough
now
people on the
1.2
call to
seconds.
make that a valid conversation.
We have a quorum. We're 3/5 here. Personally, I think if it's at this point in the game, if we incur anything that's longer than an hour and a half of repairs, like I'm definitely like logging out at that point.
I don't know if it's possible to have that much repair time.
Yeah, what's the longest you've ever seen?
I feel like an hour and a half.
I've never seen anything that long. I've seen the too much damage, we're done, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've seen stuff like 30, 40 minutes, maybe more. I feel like that time I crashed us out at Bathersack, that we had something like that.
It was sizable. And then we waited and then we blew the engine.
And then the engine blew.
It's funny now. It was not
It
funny
is.
that day.
Tanner Watkins has never done a race with us again.
Yeah, I don't think he did a race with us that time. I don't think he made it in for a
That's fair,
stint.
yeah. He'd like just showed up right in time for me to stick it in the fence.
Slower class car ahead.
What's that guy doing? Is he still working at IRP?
Last I checked, yeah. Hang on a
Okay.
second, I gotta figure out how to deal with this guy.
Yeah.
P7.
Closer than I wanted it to be, but I think that was fair, yeah?
Looked fine
Yeah,
on
it
the
was.
screen.
It was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those to bail
The gap to
would
Bond
be so
behind is now
costly.
1.7.
And potentially dangerous at that point as well.
Yeah. I mean, I had no one behind me, but anyway. Alright, let's see what we can do here.
P5. That lap was a 133.8.
On your left. Clear left.
Bummed out to not be going to this race this year. Like, it was cold and kind of miserable when we were there, but it's still a good event.
Yeah, it's pretty special. The 45 minutes or so before the race is awesome. Everyone's lined up in the
Yeah.
pit walk and all that.
Yeah, the trial gets
Yeah,
crazy full.
and it's like first big race of the year, so everyone's excited.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm hoping there's that like palpable feeling of fresh start at St. Pete. Like I've never been to the season
There is.
opener. Okay.
It's comparable, yeah.
Slower class car ahead.
Which reminds me, do you think I should opt for the pit pass? It's pricey.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's so weird because like I just don't know how valuable that is to someone who doesn't get it regularly. You know what I
Gap to
mean?
Bond
Like it's
behind
part
is
and parcel
increasing.
with
It's
what I
now
do.
4.5
Right.
seconds.
I mean, it's not like I haven't done it. It's
Right.
just. But also, if my intent is to like heckle you, well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like I was talking to a woman who does a lot of the social media, like presenting on camera stuff for Formula E. She also works for World Endurance Championship.
Mm.
And I was seeing if she could help me get tickets to Coda for WEC, and she said yes. I probably couldn't get access though. I was like, you know
coming up
what?
on a
That's
slower
really
car.
fine. I can get access when I'm working. For this, I just want to have a beer and watch race cars, you know?
Yeah.
So my outlook on this is a little bit skewed, I think.
So just like, just to clarify that, so you're talking about just having a general admission ticket to Coda?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I just don't want to have to pay for it.
Isn't that the first weekend of September?
I don't know, and I actually think I might have a conflict, but I think that's Portland maybe.
For IndyCar, if it's
Or-
Labor Day weekend, it is. Or
Yeah,
maybe
I
it's
don't
Gateway
remember.
this year. Well, I can look.
It doesn't matter.
The
I
gap
don't care
to
right now.
Bond behind is
I know you don't
increasing.
care right
It's
now, but
now
I'm curious
6.1
because
seconds.
like when I heard about WEC coming back to that, I was like, oh, maybe I'll look into it. And then they announced the date, and I was like, no way. There's no way I'm
Last lap
going
was
down
a
to Texas in that time frame.
133.3.
I don't know if I'm happy or depressed that I'm
Slower class
catching
car ahead.
P1.
I mean, if you want to keep doing a few more stints, see where it
Left
leads
side.
you.
They
I
just
s-
came out of the
Clear
pits.
left.
Okay. I sincerely don't know how long my headset can go.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, but I have this new cable that charges it while it's being used, so it should be fine, but like I honestly don't know. I haven't really tested it, so I don't want to really risk that, you know what I mean?
Yep, I got you.
I mean, I'm 99% sure I could go 3 hours, but or 3
Well,
stints, I guess.
if you want, like I'm tired, I'll go to sleep. I don't care. I'll relinquish it.
I don't know if I don't know. Are you supposed to be doing a double here?
Triple.
So if I could take one off of you?
I'd rather just get in the car then. I don't want to wait around him.
Yeah, fair enough.
The gap to Bond
Well,
behind is
let's
now
do that, and
7.7
then we
seconds.
can talk about it. Let's see how fast you are.
I'm not gonna be as fast as you. I already know that.
You're coming up on a slower
You're
class
good around
car.
this place.
This
You're
is my
reeling
place.
Johnson in.
Yeah.
The gap's now 8.6.
Which is why it was so frustrating to suck as much as I did in the P2 a couple years ago. I mean, that was just proof that that car I did not gel with.
Yeah.
If I can't be fast here, then I'm hopeless.
Yeah.
Six
That's
more.
Alright, hang
generally
on,
how I
guys.
do.
I need to concentrate here.
Okay.
On your left. Hold your line. Clear left.
This guy must have damage because he's got an anchor
On
at
your
the
right.
back.
Clear right.
Looks okay as you're going by him.
Yeah, maybe he was just letting me by.
I don't know how you didn't pick up a 1x there.
It was close.
It was close.
It was on the inside, yeah?
Yeah.
The gap to Johnson in front is now 10 seconds.
What are we at right now? 29?
Yeah, I've not been clean. My first
Slower
stint was
class
really
car
bad
ahead.
with that. This one's been better.
P5.
Oh my god. That was
Left
like
side.
the worst place to catch that guy.
Still there. Clear left.
Yeah, I always hate it. It's there in the kink. Like, those two spots to catch traffic are, in my opinion, the worst.
Yeah,
And I guess the bus stop.
bus stop's not great either.
Yeah.
But I feel like the others, like you just don't have a
Car
choice.
left.
You just follow them. But like
Clear
Right.
left.
in one out of one, like it feels like you have options, but they're so high risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels like it takes forever to get through that.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Weckett Coda is September 1st.
Yeah, I'm sure I've got a conflict.
The gap to
Yeah, I
Bond
think that
behind
is
is now
Portland.
8.3
I'm checking
seconds.
now.
I
I can
just
never remember. Go ahead.
say I just dropped a message in the chat showing when Ben and me and then Ryan are supposed to get in the car next. I'm signing off and going to bed.
That's a good idea. All right, dude. Sleep
All right.
lightly.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the
Probably.
help, man.
Yeah, no problem. Great stint here, Ryan. We'll catch up with y'all tomorrow morning, I guess.
Yep. Sounds good.
See ya.